Hi, I'm Roman, and this is Anatomy of a Shot with Film Reframed. Today we're talking about this incredible ending shot from Jurassic Park. What I love about this image is it's so memorable, it's so iconic, and the way that this shot is held on for a long duration allows viewers to really explore it and dig into it to look for meaning and substance instead of quickly cutting away to some of the other shots in the sequence. This is a exclamation point at the end of a long paragraph. This is a punctuating image that sticks with viewers and I know has stuck with me since I first saw the film when I was just a kid. To walk through the image and to really understand how a complex image like this is working, it always helps to first identify the primary point of interest, otherwise known as the focal point. And in this image, the focal point is the head of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now, we then look to the ways that the image is supporting drawing the viewer's eye to that particular point of interest. And the first thing I notice when I start to explore that is that the architecture of the building in this particular angle and framing is really well suited to drawing the viewer's eye inward toward that primary point of interest. We have a lot of leading lines that take our eye there. Then, if I use what we call here at Film Reframed our X-ray vision, which is to say, looking at this image in black and white, we notice how the value structure is also supporting drawing the viewer's eye to that primary point of interest. The value structure shows us clearly that the highest area of contrast and the brightest lights of the image are actually also in that top third of the image near the T-Rex's head. So everything we have going on here with these window panes, which are drawing our attention through high contrast, is actually pulling our attention upward near that primary point of interest, helping take us to the first point of entry within the composition. From there, the next thing I notice is that there is a very strong dominant diagonal that runs directly across the image in the form of this banner. And what that's doing is essentially limiting our attention to that top third of the image, which is very useful to support all of the other tools we have in play, drawing our attention to that focal point, but it's also useful in separating the composition into uneven parts, right? Which helps our viewer know where to look and when. Now, from here, once we've observed this primary point of interest, we need to then be guided through the rest of the image, right? We've already acknowledged this top third. Now we need to make our way to the bottom 2/3 and understand what visual information is going on down here. So the next thing I notice is that our attention is pulled to the text in the banner, right? When dinosaurs ruled the earth. And this is a message that essentially acts as a label over the rest of the image and helps us interpret what it is that we're looking at. So this low heroic angle of the T-Rex is expressing how dinosaurs are a dominating force of nature, right? So this is our secondary point of interest, is this nice high contrast typography banner. Following that, as our eye continues through the composition, we'll notice a few mini compositions, or basically arrangements within the composition that are framed by other elements of the picture. So between the banner and our T-Rex's leg, you'll notice that we have a frame in frame that guides our attention to the third point of interest, which is this pile of dinosaur bones here on the bottom left. Now, knowing that this dinosaur skeleton once replaced exactly where the T-Rex now currently stands, we get the idea that a living force of nature has now replaced this controllable and tame reconstruction of inanimate dinosaur bones, right? We realize that humanity cannot control nature and that instead it is nature that is in control. So seeing this pile of bones behind our living T-Rex who's now taken its place is symbolic of nature and the force of nature always being something outside of man's control. So we have an excellent image which contains a lot of visual information, but organizes it very thoughtfully to draw our attention to the primary point of interest. And what we're left with is this beautiful expression of the themes of the film a very triumphant low angle moment for our main character here, the T-Rex, and something that likely sticks in the mind of the viewer long after they've seen the film.